Yeah, some of our mistakes is our biggest blessings when it comes to content creating, because that's the only way we can learn is going out and shoot and missing all those the shots that you're supposed to shoot and they come back on the editing table and you're like, oh, I needed more B-rolls. I needed more footage.
Yeah,
Or the audio was, was peaking out or I forgot to turn the audio on, And
I
so
know. They're the kind of bloopers that you just want to kill yourself for because you just blew that magic shot because you don't have the audio to go with it. And it's like, wow, there's no going back at that point.
that's right. And so you gotta find a way to do a voiceover or stock footage or yeah, just something to try and tell the story, but you've lost that opportunity to get that. So
Yeah.
how many of those have you experienced?
Oh, where I've messed up.
Yeah, with your
Well, the very first time I ever messed up was when mum got me a camera years ago. And it was just a still photo. And I shot a whole weekend's worth of photos at a church camp, but I didn't. And I wondered why it went beyond 36. And I'm just like, oh, I've just got lucky. The reel's a bit longer. And it went up to 40 to 42. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then when I finally got home and decided to rewind it, there was no film in it. And I shot every creative shot you can imagine, right? And so, you can think if there's a mistake to be made, I've kind of made those mistakes. So I've made them with still photography and haven't done that since. Although, shooting without a card in your digital camera, that can still happen. And then forgetting, I've got this Zoom device here, right? So
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
pick up spatial audio with that. I can plug
yeah,
in
yeah,
some Sennheiser microphones in the side. It's really great piece of kit. Like seriously,
yeah.
great. But sometimes I forget to hit record on that, and I'm halfway through, and it's like, oh dang, I forgot to record. You know, and they're the things that happen, which is why I think shifting this sideways a little bit. It's a lot to take in if you're the one person on the job. There needs to be someone who's got the camera. There needs to be someone who's dealing with the audio. So then I can focus on what I'm good at, which is actually just talking.
Yeah, you're good at front of the camera. You're a
Yeah.
natural, man.
So I just need to focus on that and just kind of
Yeah.
chill and let other people take care of the side stuff. And
Yeah.
then, it's
It's a
easy.
bit it's a bit like the club that we have where you're doing the recording and all this, and then just to clean up the edit afterwards, you need somebody to jump on Premiere Pro or someone to jump on Final Cut because I use Final Cut. Um,
Right.
I have access to Premiere Pro, but I just haven't had the time to jump across and to learn.
I know that's the thing. Hey, every platform has got its own idiosyncrasies. They can all do the same kinds of things, really. But boy, oh boy, just going through that learning curve again, you got to really need to do it, right? That's the trouble.
And that's the thing about creating content is like you gotta you gotta go out and shoot. We can talk about all the theory that we want, but you actually got to go out on the field and
Now, you sent me a couple of clips. Yeah. So
yes,
you get those clips ready, right? While I'm chatting here.
yeah.
And what I want you to do is I want you to share one of those clips with us and just step us through all that you've done to create one of these clips.
How I created it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so here in particular, I'm thinking the creating the story, so your scene shots that you want to get, and then just step it through. So show us a little bit, talk us about what you did and why you did that, and just step us through the whole creative process.
Okay, so the first part was the script and our channel that we have. My wife is the one that does the script, and she also does the voiceover. So I get the script, and then I look through because I've got school, got family, got church. Like sometimes don't have time to go out and actually shoot the footage.
Yeah,
So the beautiful thing is there's stock footage that you can use,
yeah.
and there's a lot of sites that provide stock footage,
So
like
what are the
Motion.
ones that you go to for that?
so I use Motion Array. So they have stock footage that we use, and it's a monthly subscription that
Okay.
you go on, and so and they have categories of all the stock footage, and there's both video and photos, and they also have audio, like they also have music they can have access to.
Okay. You need to send that to me and I'll just put that as little subtitles here
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. And I also use Epidemic Sound, which is a subscription for music that you use. So every time I create something, I always use licensed music. I always give credit to the content creator, like
Yep.
guys have done the music. Yeah, so all the footage that I use, they're all licensed. So whatever platform that it goes on, there won't be no copyright issues. And
There are some others like B Sound, I think it is, who do free versions of the same kind of thing with attribution as well. So you got to give them attribution, but then away you go. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so that's my process, is the script. And then once I get the script, I look at the footage to go with the script on how to describe whatever's on the footage. And sometimes I can't get the actual shot, like a business person being happy. Like sometimes, well, that's probably not a good example, but just like something that the script is saying, but I can't find the right shot to fit what the words on the script. And so instead of finding the exact shot, I have to think outside of the square of what that shot may look like, and then find a footage that can, when the audience sees it, they can see that that's what I'm trying to mean. So I don't know if it makes sense, but I'll play you the okay. This guy's putting me on the spot. Okay, I'll share my screen then, eh?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
I thought it was only last week. Anyway, so there we go. Yeah, can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's so the latest one. So the latest one that we shared was, I think, that one. The little channel that we have, but
we know that being a leader is hard and takes sacrifice, but we really talk about how lonely leadership can be.
Can you hear it?
When we go against
Yeah.
the majority. It's high risk and often with little reward. It probably explains why few leaders take this road. History reveals leaders who walked a lonely road because of the stand they took on big issues. Martin Luther, John Wycliffe, John the Baptist, not to forget Christ himself. Often their value was recognized only after they had passed. We might think, is it really worth it to potentially lose income, lose our standing within our community? To not take a stand, we lose a golden opportunity to make a real difference that will last beyond our lifetime. To stand with those who don't have a voice, to have that recorded against our name in the books of heaven, that's worth more than any earthly gain. And rest assured, God takes care of his own, both in this life and for eternity. If you want to be encouraged by more content like this, please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We know that being a leader...
So for example, if you watch this, when he gets to Martin Luther, what's the next one? Martin Luther, I think John, and then, John the Baptist. Like when you get to those leaders that we've had in the past, instead of having their photos, I put in the city or a place that they make the biggest impact. So Martin Luther, instead of having a photo of Luther, I had Rome.
Mm-hmm.
John the Baptist, instead of his photo, I had the Jordan River. So because I could find their photos, but it didn't really sit well with me how I cut that, to give me a cinematic look. It won't sit really good with all the. So that's what I mean. It's when you find the imagery, and when you go out to shoot, that's the challenge that you have, is It's how you shoot the footage that goes off your script.
Yeah.
And as
And
and
the
as yep.
I was going to say the beauty of what you're doing here is you're actually just getting footage from all sorts of places to tell your story. And it's quite a powerful story. Like this is what you've shared there is really cool.
Yes, and it's a leadership, like being a leader, it's lonely. It's high risk when we take those risks, and as in leadership roles, we kind of see things not sitting quite well, but by having the courage to actually speak in those spaces, and then it ties into the leaders in the past, like Martin Luther. Like we all know what he did was just pointing out what's wrong, and that's where the Reformation came from.
Yeah.
So that was the idea behind this little short.
So tell me your text that you have on screen. How do you go about putting that on there?
So there's certain apps that you can use to help you with the caption.
Right.
And also you can do it in Final Cut and in Premiere. So you can add those captions and when you're using Premiere Pro or Final Cut, you can add these caption in it while you're. And the other thing you can do actually is when you upload these videos, like you have a long form video on YouTube, when you upload it and through your phone app, there's an option that's called Remix. And that option is you can create shorts from your long form videos.
Right.
And this is for your phone. And the beauty of that is when you create through your phone, that when you create a short, there's a little hyperlink at the bottom of it that links you back to your long form video. So therefore, that short, for example, some people don't like watching the long form videos, but to hook them in, you create this short form.
Mm-hmm.
And so when someone's just watching that and it grabs their attention, they're like, oh, I wonder what the long form, I wonder what else they're saying. They click down the bottom, the hyperlink takes you to the long form, and therefore you get a hit both on the short and also the long form.
Right. So that could be really useful for someone who's got a sermon they want to promote and so on.
That's right.
To do that. So is that just through YouTube? Is that
that's through YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So upload, say, a 30-minute sermon, and while you're doing that, it then actually asks you to do something different. You can actually have the option of, what did you call that?
Remix. So there's a remix option on your. I think it only works on your phone app.
Okay.
On your phone app, and then when you go for it, and then that's when you can 20 seconds, 30 seconds, create I use that to create some of the shorts that we have here on our channel. So
yeah. Okay. Well, that's really cool. And for putting the text in, like I know sometimes you can actually create they have a special file that's time coded, and the text is time coded for the file, and so then they drop it in. Is that the kind of thing that you're using, or are you just dropping it in there manually?
The captions.
Yeah.
The captions is manually through the remix option on YouTube. So it automatically puts the captions in for you.
Okay. But for your video, did you do that manually, or I
did that through Final Cut.
Yeah. Okay.
So So, and this is just, it's like anything. You just gotta sit on it and work at it. And also there's apps that actually help you with it as well.
Okay. No, that's really cool. That's a really good video though. Yeah, well done, man.